Hello guys, my name is Rory Ross and I play the character of Rylan on the series Siblings. I've been asked to answer a few interview questions and I happen to know off the top of my head that the first one is, how long have you been acting? Well, it depends on kind of who you ask. When I was a little kid I used to walk around with a mirror in my hand. And this was back when kids were kind of getting their own TV shows and I think reality TV was kind of starting to kind of go off. And anyway, I'd walk around and be like, and today here's my family and we're doing this, ha! You know, stuff like that. It was more just to kind of be funny and, my childhood, it was a little interesting. And so sometimes I think it was kind of like my escape as well. But as far as really acting, it wasn't until about college. I mean, high school I did this video for high school men's fall retreat. That was pretty cool. A Day Without God. It was interesting. You could probably look it up. And then in university, I participated in a few little things here and there as an extra. So there was a retelling story or the retelling of Saul that we did, and I was the dead guy. I pretty much was dead the whole time. So it was just a little part there called The Way. It was a great film that one of my friends did. And I did improv. I think the improv really was what helped me be kind of flexible, learning some of the craft. I played as a chicken in the one act called Picard, and I was this really dumb little chicken thing. It was really interesting. But it wasn't until really, that I started acting until I left university, graduated in this summer, June, and came out here and started auditioning for little roles. The first one I auditioned was for Too Late, and I met one of my good friends, Will Gilmore, there, and I've been working on with him with some projects. And then I think Siblings was actually, there was Too Late, then there was a film I did with Cat Park. I can't remember the exact name all of a sudden, but I played as a quiet guy named Tristan, and I only said a few lines, so it was a lot of, had to do with my emoting, going from sad, I just lost my friend. She meant so much to me, and I couldn't tell her how I felt. Now she's gone. I was never really happy in that film. Sorry. I was never really happy in that film, but it really kind of helped me see what I could do convincingly, for the most part. And then I haven't really done a comedy yet. I did a time traveling piece, and then this last one was a horror one, and I'm just I'm a freaking Nazi, kind of freaking out. But yeah, so I guess if I want to be technical, 4 months or so of the real acting. Like I said, I did improv, things like that. Anyway, I digress. I can really sidetrack, so I apologize, guys. Stay with me. Alright, next question. How long have you been a part of this web series? Well, I think the beginning, or when they started was in, started casting I think in May. But like I said, I graduated in June, and I found it, I think, in late July or August, and was asked if I wanted to be Rylan. I was like, yeah, sure, sounds good. Because they told me something that happens, I'm like, well, I've never done that before. And I can't say yet, because you guys are about to watch it, so beware, it's crazy. Ah! Okay. So July or August, I think, was mine. Okay, what do you enjoy about this web series? Oh boy. Well, this web series is definitely highly different than most web series I've seen. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Game of Thrones in a sort of sense, more of the modern day, because of just how, just how things can change. As far as main characters dying and things like that, I don't know. You're gonna have to watch. But for everything else, it really deals with so many different things. It's basically look at a family and think of all the different problems that could happen, and you'll see that in siblings. It's a over, I don't want to say over dramatization, but it definitely kind of points out to all the different things that families all over the place deal with, to a certain extent. When a family gets divorced, there's a lot of complications that come with that. Thankfully, most of the time it only comes with a few, but in this sense, like I said, with siblings, it's almost like any bad combination you can imagine. It's all kind of there. So it's really interesting to see those dynamics and to see those characters and how they deal with it. And I'm not saying I want kids to watch this because it's pretty intense, but it gives you a different perspective on things, I guess. Is it? Am I supposed to enjoy it? What was? Sorry. Yeah. What do you? Yeah. I guess so. What I enjoyed about the web series is just how many different situations and combinations of things are in this series. It's really interesting, very interesting. I with Rylan, I'm like as you guys know, I'm not in like the first 2 or 3. I don't come until later on, and apparently second season's my debut. But so I don't even really know everything about this series myself, even though I'm an actor in it. But from the episodes I've seen so far, it's pretty crazy, and it's gonna be interesting to see where these characters go. So, yeah. How do you feel about playing your character? As what do you like about them? What do you not like about them? And what's the hardest part when it comes to being your role? Dang, that's a loaded question. If I ever did see one. What I feel, Rylan is I can relate to him in a lot of different ways. He's a really kind of chill, down to earth guy, and it was with he and I, as far as how we relate. I like to think I'm fairly chill. It takes a lot to kind of get me angry, and frustrated. I usually kind of take things and like, whatever, it happens. And I kind of see Rylan a little bit like that, but he takes steps in how he's going to protect his family or how he's going to provide for them. And like you'll see in the my episode, which is next week, you'll see that. I'm not sure if I can say his profession because I don't know. He's a drug dealer. And with that comes a lot of different things. It's almost like he has this whole different side of him. I mean, he has a side like what he lets his family see, and they see him as like this cool kind of level-headed out of most of them. But he's also seen a lot of turmoil inside the family, so it's almost like he's kind of like reclusive and he's quiet. He doesn't really want to be a part of all the drama, and yet he has his own dramas of his own because of how he looks to take care of his siblings. And I believe he's the oldest. And with his profession, there just comes a lot of different things with that. And so it's almost like, think of a vigilante. Like I've been watching Arrow, and you've got Oliver Queen. And Oliver Queen's got this whole one little side of him, and he lets everyone see it. And at night, he's like this whole different badass. And he's protecting the city. Starlight, or son of a boots. I forgot the name. Anyway, but the whole point is he has this almost whole different persona, and it's kind of like with Rylan. Rylan he's got the thing for his family, and then at night he's a drug dealer, and there's some choices he makes that it's I mean. Most of the choices he makes, in a sort of sense, at least so far, they were kind of made for him, and you'll kind of see what I mean. But yeah, that's how I can kind of relate with them. What do you like about them? What did I not like about them? I mean, I wish he could have picked a little bit better of a career choice. Maybe fast food if he needed to provide for his family, but Man's gotta do what a man. Okay, I completely ruined that. If you've seen Dr. Horrible, you kind of know that song. Alright, I think I answered that. So I'll just describe who your character is to you. And like I said, I think I kind of explained that. You know, he's kind of like a family guy. He just basically is doing what he believes is right or what needs to be done to help provide for his family. And the way he sees that is by being a drug dealer. And so that is his alternate kind of persona. You know, and like I said, there's things that comes with that. But I think that's fairly self-explanatory. You'll see some more of that. Who's your favorite character and why? Oh yeah. Rylan. I liked it much. Hey. Shoot. I haven't, like I said, I haven't really seen all of them. One of my friends though, Sarah Best, she plays this kind of conniving little witch, and I had a scene with her, and she really like scared the crap out of me. So I kind of like her character and like what she brings to it, and the passion she brings into the character. Passion is in how much she really embodies the character. And plus, that character, I think it just has a whole different thing. She just looks for ways to bring down the family. It's like, I don't know. She definitely is a pretty interesting one to me. So, I kind of leave it at that. Otherwise, maybe Rylan. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen a lot of them myself. I feel like I answered this. What storyline can you relate to the most? Oh. Well, my parents did divorce a few years back, and that was hard. But I was actually here in Washington, and my siblings were actually still at home, and so there was just a lot of different dynamics with that. So I think relating with the toughness of divorce, how hard it can be to I guess keep ties with your fellow sibling. Like when you try not to choose sides and still love them both. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's like completely in there in siblings. But that's probably the one I can relate to the most. Unfortunately, divorces are really I don't want to say popular, but it happens a lot for a lot of kids. What do you really feel about the family? They have a lot of problems. I mean, that's probably the best thing I can say there. So I don't want to keep you guys too long here. Is there a character you just can't stand? Not that I've seen yet. So far, all of them have been pretty chill. What's your favorite episode and scene? Oh man, why do they say this? There's a particular scene, and I believe it's in this next episode. The episode that's with me, yours truly, like a boss. I think that's what it says. Yes, crushing the rebellion like a boss. Anyway, like Star Wars, and I tend to go into different tangents occasionally. But the episode I like a lot is actually the one I'm in, this next one. And the particular scene, there's a scene that I say an explicitive, like it's one of those. I forgot what it is. And the scene with this it was another actor and I that we were doing it. I fell a lot of times. Maybe you'll know what I mean once you see the episode, but anyway, I kept falling, and so it actually worked really well for the scene, and it got really intense, and then there's another after that part, and there's a little rustle and tussle, and the guy actually hit me in the freaking nose. I actually kind of hurt, but it was a lot of fun. It was very intense. It was very realistic, and I think you guys will enjoy that part. So I shall digress. Who do you like working with so far? My friend Sarah Best was great working with. I had two of my other castmates who are actually in Wizard of Oz, which is playing in the historical theater on Halloween. So you gotta check that out, because I'm a naked flying. I'm not naked. I am a bare-chested monkey. So you gotta check that out. But anyway, Mackenzie and Ronnie, they play as Avery and Ronnie. They're a lot of fun to work with. I've worked more with Avery. I don't think I've actually worked with Ronnie on the set, but I've working with him and other things. It's a lot of fun. And I mean, actually, most of the castmates are all pretty fun to work with. We have a good time. Okay, what motivates you as an actor? I think for me, the reason I'm kind of acting is I like to have fun. I like to make fun of myself. I'm okay with making fun of myself, and being able to be okay with that and just have fun with it. It helps me kind of motivate. But the bigger picture is actually the whole reason I kind of became an actor is because I thought maybe I could actually do it, and people enjoyed what they saw of me acting. But I also wanted to use that and bring the people that I brought as people who follow me and people who support me, encourage me, to bring all those people together and basically make them aware of a very important cause that I am a part of, and that is called Charity Water. Charity Water, if for those who have not heard of it or do not know what it is, their mission is to provide clean water for everyone. And the way they are doing this is currently they're in, I think in Uganda, and they build wells from the underground river water, so that these people don't have to travel miles. Because a lot of these villages, they have to travel miles and miles, and they have to go through animals, that might attack them along the way, or even people who will just steal their water, so they don't have to walk as far. But what's even crazier is that when they finally get to this water is corrupted. It's tainted. There's bacteria in it, and they're taking it because water is kind of the source of life. And if they don't have it, they can't live. So they take it all the way back to their villages. And they know that they're in danger of possibly dying, of having a shorter life, whatever it might be, with these microorganisms in their water. But, they kind of have to. And what Charity Water does is they build these wells that are local to their town. And they access the underground river water. But what they also do is they provide life. And in so many different ways. They train local people to be engineers, so that when they leave, they have engineers that can take care of the well in case something happens. The water is clean. The organization itself is completely 100% donated. But the bigger point is this water is now clean that they can drink right there locally. This gives the chance for the families to use their time more wisely. We're not having to travel miles and miles and have to be worried about all the dangers upon the road and of the water itself that they bring back. But now these kids, they can use that time that they would have been with their mom, or not with their mom because mom could have passed away or whatever. These kids can use that time to dream big dreams, to go to school and create a life for themselves, perhaps give back in some way to the world. And for me, that's a huge thing. They're not just providing water, they're providing life, they're providing dreams for these kids. That's something so powerful. And so I call myself the unofficial spokesperson of Charity Water because I haven't been dubbed a spokesperson for him. But there's a cause that I really believe in, and so as an actor, I see it as an opportunity to bring people who like my work, to bring them to attention or to aware of this amazing cause. Because this cause, as I was saying a little bit before, they're the only one that I know of that is a charity that donates 100% of their proceeds to the actual charity, to what they're doing. Because these other organizations, private organizations, they pay for all the executive expenditures. So that any other expenditures that has to deal with the project, it all comes directly from us who donate. So that's really cool for me to know that the money that I actually send in is actually being used for that, building that well. And you can actually see that their financials and everything are available for people to look at. And you can also see where that money is going to what well, and you can see when that well has been built, which is really cool. So that was the big reason for me. And I really hope that I inspire some of you who may be watching this video to donate as well. It's an amazing cause. Scott Harrison is the CEO. I met him, and he's a really cool guy and down to earth. Anyway, tell us about your past projects. What's one of your funniest, funniest memories from acting? Well, this past project I just did, I was a Nazi, in a kind of not a zombie flick, but it was a horror flick. It was a lot of fun. My favorite? I don't know. I mean, I think at least right now, it was actually on a TV show called The Librarians, and that comes out later on this year. But I think, for me professionally acting or whatever, it's probably the Siblings so far. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, sorry for keeping you so long. I want to thank you guys so much for watching Siblings. I hope you enjoy every single episode. And, you can tweet me. If I can do the little sign, that'd be awesome. But tweet at Darth Rollis. D as in dog. A as in, you know what. R as in rag. T as in Tom. H as in house. R as in rug. O as in O. L as in lion. U as in umbrella. S as in sass. You can tweet me, and I'll try to live tweet during my show, or my episode, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching.